Giritis, Chairman Carter. I'm making reference to 2013-143. 2013-144 as to the Health Centers of America, being Delaney Hall in New York. As I have mentioned before, this is a private jail, of which the monies go to political donations. There is no therapeutic value to these places. I offer you to go and check the place out yourself, Delaney Hall. It's built in a toxic waste dump, but look, it's an unsupervised jail. It's not like Union County where you have officers. Consider, if you may, we have a general hospital here in Elizabeth, part of Trinitas, and it's saying there's an empty hospital. Consider to make that a proper treatment facility for people that have drug problems. And again, I would like to stress that a private jail in the United States is just not good. So, and could we call it anything else then? Healthcare Centers of America? Could we call it for what it is? There is more to be said. I remind you that somebody was killed in there about 6 months ago for 3 cigarettes. It's not a good place. I have been there myself. I went there to smoke cigarettes. And that's why people used to go. Now people that go to jail, the older people, they don't want to go there. It's horrible. Again, consider the hospital that we have here in Georgia Street, where it used to be General Hospital. It's sitting there. It's an empty building. So consider to turn that into a proper treatment facility with proper doctors and personnel. Thank you.
Thank you.
With the latest flight. Now, you guys remember the luminosity study? George Caligaritis, Elizabeth. Remember the luminosity study with Union County Jail? Now, the work that's done in Union County Jail is going to bring it up to federal standards so it can house illegal immigrants and get money from the state, which is okay. But this wasn't factored into the study, the housing of these immigrants. And I question, are they going to be housed separate than the other population? What is the impact to us regular people that go to jail to be amongst these permanent residents there that are illegal?
Madam Chair, through you, with all due respect to Mr. Caligaritis and his interpretation of the situation, we entered into the study with Luminosity to examine the jail population and to hopefully gain some reductions in the jail population from 2 distinct perspectives. Number one, we were experiencing a tremendous decline in the number of prisoners that were being sent and committed to the custody of the jail compared to 2005, 2006. But yet our average daily population was remaining pretty much the same. To put it into perspective, we were getting probably between 2,300 and 2,500 less commitments to the jail on an annual basis from 2005 to 2010. But the average daily population of the jail was remaining the same. That basically tells anybody that looks at it that a much smaller number of individuals are taking a much longer time to get through the criminal justice system. There was a disconnect. We contracted Luminosity to come in and look at and try to identify what this disconnect or disconnects were. And it basically went about it from a jail case management perspective, a court case management perspective. I'm happy to say that we didn't do anything wrong at the jail. We were holding the individuals that committed to our custody. We just kind of greased the wheels to get a criminal justice committee together with stakeholders from all of the major factors in the criminal justice community here together to kind of look at it from a far angle and put together a strategy that would go about reducing the jail population, and we've done that. We did that from the perspective of A, we had too many people in the jail, and B, we knew that we had to take a very, very intrusive capital project to refurbish our shower areas and do a lot of refurbishment within the correctional facility itself. And that refurbishment, that renovation was going to cause us to close at least one housing area. At the time when we were dealing with the high populations, there was no way, no chance we were going to be able to close a housing area without having to relocate a tremendous number of prisoners out of county. The jail population study has enabled us to relocate a much, much smaller number of prisoners out of county. We did not do this jail population reduction study to make room for federal prisoners. What has happened now that we've successfully reduced the population of the jail to the point where we only have to offload a small number of prisoners to facilitate the construction project. Now we have the old juvenile detention center across the street from the jail on top of the old parking garage that is just about finished with a reconstruction project and will be available. We'll have about 130 beds that are standardized and acceptable standards for confinement in the state of New Jersey. And we're opening up and examining our possible avenues to utilize that section of the old juvenile detention center to a possible vendor that might want to utilize it in the future as a revenue source to the county. I don't know if Frank Oz would like to add anything. I think that pretty much captures it. We have had visits from the federal government. We have other visits that are scheduled, but that was not the goal or the reason why the study was commissioned in the first place. I hope that clears it up.